In this video, let us solve some problems based on the special type of parallelograms that we just saw in the previous class. The first example is RICE is a rhombus. Find X, Y and Z and justify your findings. So you're given that RICE is a rhombus. Okay, and you have to find the value of X, Y and Z. Now, whatever is given to you in the problem, you have to write it down. So, what is given to you here? You are given OE is 12. Okay, 12 units. You are not given whether it is centimeters, meters or anything. So, OE is 12 units and OE is 5 units and OC is 12 units. Okay, and you have to find X, Y and Z. What is your X? X is OE. Y is OR and Z is one of the sides of the rhombus. Now you know in rhombus the diagonals which are there, they bisect each other, correct? So they bisect each other means this length should be equal to this length. So your OE should be equal to OI, right? So what is OE? OE is X and OI we know is 5. So the value of X should be equal to 5. Similarly, this is your diagonal. So OC is equal to OR, correct? So OC is equal to OR, and what is OC? OC is 12 and OR is Y. So Y should be equal to 12 because diagonals bisect each other. Now you have to find it is asked to find Z, which is RI. Now you know in rhombus all sides are equal, correct? So you are given one of the sides. So you know since all sides are equal, this side also should be 13. So since all sides of a rhombus are equal, Z should be also equal to 13. Now let us see another example. RENT is a rectangle. Its diagonals meet at the point O. Find X if OR is 2x plus 4 and OT is 3x plus 1. So you are given that this is a rectangle and you are given OT and OR. Okay. Now you know that by property of a rectangle, that in a rectangle, okay, the diagonals are equal, right? So if the diagonals are equal, you know ET should be equal to RN. So half of ET also should be equal to half of RN, right? So if I take if these two are equal, then half of it also should be equal, correct? So if X is equal to Y, then half of X also should be equal to half of Y, right? So X upon 2 should also be equal to Y upon 2. So half of ET should be equal to half of RN. So we get here half of ET means what? Half of ET is equal to OT as well as OE. So since we know OT, let us take OT. So OT is equal to, which is half of RN, we'll take OR, correct? So OT is equal to OR. So what is OT? OT is 3x plus 1 will be equal to 2x plus 4. So you get here 3x. I'll take all the variables on one side and the constant terms on the other side. So we get here 3x minus 2x is equal to 4 minus 1. 3x minus 2x is x and 4 minus 1 is 3. So the value of x is 3. Now let us see the third example. In the third example, it is said that you have a triangle ABC, okay, which is a right angle triangle, say at this point. And O is it is said ABC is a right angle triangle and O is the midpoint of the side to the opposite to the right angle. So since this is your triangle ABC, which is right angled at B, and O is the midpoint of this side which is opposite to B. So which is the side opposite to B, AC. So this is a midpoint. So this side should be equal to this side because this is the midpoint. Now you have to show that the point O is equidistant from the points A, B and C. Means what? this point should be at the same distance from this point as well as this point. Means this side should be equal to this side should be equal to this side. So that is the meaning of equidistant. So all these lengths should be equal. So in the question itself, it is given that you are actually extending these lines to get a rectangle. Okay, the dotted lines are drawn additionally. This is not part of the question, but to make it simple or to use the properties of rectangle, they have given this extension. Okay, and using the property of rectangle, we have to show that this point is equidistant from ABC. Now, after extending this, what you get is a rectangle. Okay, so this is 90 degrees, so all the others will be 90 degrees. So A, B, C, D is a rectangle. Now in a rectangle, you know that it is a parallelogram, so the opposite sides should be equal, correct? So AD will be equal to BC and AB will be equal to DC. Also in a rectangle, you know that the diagonals are equal, correct? So AC will be equal to DB. If AC is equal to DB, then half of AC will be equal to half of DB, correct? So half of AC will be equal to half of DB. What is half of AC? Half of AC is OA as well as OC. So OA will be equal to OC. Similarly, OD will be equal to OB. Since these two are equal, their halves also will be equal, correct? So OA will be equal to OC, will be equal to OD, will be equal to BO. So all these lengths will be of equal. So since all are equal means what? This point is equidistant from all these points. Therefore O is equidistant from A, B and C.